Hi, my name is Roy Damon, and I wanted to speak with you for a moment about a piece of legislation that was written by President Barack Obama, January 1st of this year. It was signed into law called the National Defense Authorization Act, or otherwise known NDAA. This is the indefinite detention law that's been circulating the internet, but it is far worse than just that. It allows Congress to not just say who is a terrorist. It also allows them to indefinitely detain anyone that is affiliated with a terrorist. And that affiliation can be very thin. The wording of the law is so indefinite itself that it leaves it up to the military to decide who is a terrorist and who isn't. Imagine for a moment that you decided to write something to your senator, and you had asked them to repeal a piece of legislation much like this one. And because they thought that it was unpatriotic, they stripped you of your citizenship, they threw you in a cell, never gave you any rights to a lawyer, to even know what your crime was. You just sat in a cell, day after day, indefinitely. What would you do under those circumstances? How would you feel? They have essentially taken away our rights in this country one by one, and people are now beginning to realize just how many rights they're taking away from us. It's scary. This National Defense Authorization Act attempts to destroy parts of the Constitution, much like the Patriot Act did. There is nothing patriotic about either of these. They're criminal, and those who signed it are treasonous. And you might want to look up on the internet who exactly signed this bill. I recently found out that two of our senators from North Carolina, Senator Richard Burr and Senator Hagan, both signed this bill. A Democrat and a Republican, both together, deciding that they can indefinitely detain any of their citizens by a loose association. Look up sometime what the government considers terrorist activity. People that store food for more than 7 days worth of food are considered possible terrorists. People that are Ron Paul supporters, considered possible terrorists. People that believe in liberty. And here's an even more interesting one. People that believe in the Constitution are considered possible terrorists. Now, with that in mind, you tell me, what are they doing to us? What are they doing to you? What are they doing to your family? What are they doing to your children and your siblings, your mothers and your fathers? What are they doing to them? They're turning them into slaves. I have written both my senators and haven't heard back from them yet. And I behoove all of you to do the same. Don't let your voices be unheard. Speak to your representatives. Speak to your congressman. Yell out loud and protest. This is scary. And this isn't just a tinfoil hat idea. Read the Constitution. Read what your real rights are. Read what they have been slowly taking away from us over this past century. You'll discover a lot of liberty has been lost in this country. And they're not being shy about it now. Now they're taking away our freedoms in big chunks, whereas before they were content to chip away at it, bit by bit by bit. And now they're taking chunks of your freedom. The Constitution is the only true law in this country. And any law that they pass that is unconstitutional is treasonous. Hold them accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Write your senators. Write your congressmen. Call their phones. Light up their phones. Send them email. You don't have to be disrespectful, but be authoritative. These are your Congress. This is your politicians. These are the people that were sent to represent you, and I guarantee you, none of you want to be indefinitely detained. None of you want to be labeled as a terrorist, have your rights stripped away without due process. They allow for assassination of Americans. They have already claimed America is a battlefield. This is scary. And if it isn't to you, give it some time. You might not have a voice left.